Good evening, this is Kuro. Got a commentary for the upcoming Tier 5 ranked season. Going over the matchmaking, it's predominantly Tier 6. There's a couple cruisers in here that could be an issue. Budioni is the one really standing out with the ability to really punish destroyers. Um, Looking at the destroyers, Gallant is a decent DD. It's got pretty similar gun DPM to me, so you do have to respect it. It does slightly outspot me. Um, Gaeta, the thing is just a tank. Um, Getting in a fight with it, that's a lot of HP you got to try to chew through, and at the same time, it's going to be chunking you. It's got fairly decent guns. Uh, Nicholas outspots me. It's a better DD than me under call it 6 kilometers. So watching to make sure this guy doesn't get inside on me. Uh, that's going to be pretty important. Acosta, kind of the same thing. If it's it can be a good DD if it gets inside. That kind of 5-6 kilometers where Gremyashi's turrets are a little slow. Um, so gonna go ahead kick this game off. Gremy is a little different than all of the other DDs. Um, this is probably the best true hybrid at Tier 5. You have pretty good quick reloading torps. They hit pretty good. You know, the speed is 55 knots, but they're stealthy. They hit pretty good. They've got pretty good flooding chance. It's something, don't discount them. Um, the uh, the guns though, the guns are really what make this thing. Now, one thing to note on the lower Russian boats, I'm not always a fan of running AFT, particularly for ranked. Um, your HP, I think, is better used fighting destroyers and stuff like that than it is just harassing from range. And I mean, the dispersion these guns have at, we're talking 14 kilometers with AFT. It's it's just really harassing fire. To really do damage, you want to be inside of 12 kilometers anyway, so why not just drop AFT and, pick up other skills. For ranked, you could run RPF, turn this thing into a destroyer hunter. Uh, you can run like I am right now with, the usual basic firing training, but also survivability expert and adrenaline rush, and get every last bit of DPM out of your guns. I mean, you're gonna see that you can chunk these DDs down real quick. This is a little bit of a misplay by me. I missed this smoke screen. It was just barely in my screen. I saw how many red ships were popping up, and I just started kiting away and just popped my smoke by reflex. Regardless, saving my hit points is a good thing right now. There's a lot of stuff popping up right now, and the last thing I want to do is, you know, waste a bunch of HP in these early engagements. So I'm still okay with that smoke screen. It's not like 100% perfect or ideal. Uh, because with this guy's smoke wearing off, I could have smoked up and used this. Uh, but the flip side is this Icarus, he's using my smoke. I'm the spotter, and I'm okay with that too. At the end of the day, this DD is gonna die, and that's really what makes the world go round. So the other thing to discuss, these 130 millimeter guns, the AP. Um, if this Omaha did not start turning in, uh, this guy would eat AP, would eat citadels at, you know, under 10, call it roughly 10 kilometers. Uh, yes, the dinosaurs are awake in the background. I don't have a lot of time today, so it's going to be a little noisier in the background than normal. But getting back to the game, that Omaha, by angling into me to, you know, minimize my AP, gave up broadside to the rest of my enemy, or to the rest of my team. My team was able to farm him quick and get him down. And that is, you know, one of the powers that you can do with this DD is, you know, position yourself like you're almost a cruiser with crossfire, and you can really start hammering things with your AP. And it's, you know, you can do a lot for your team with that. So at this point, I'm starting to smell a stomp coming. So I'm gonna start looking for, you know, more aggressive than normal opportunities for damage. Just because, you know, they're already down 3 ships. We're gonna be picking up decap, and the enemy team looks like they're gonna be falling apart soon. And I kind of see my opportunity here with this Alba. This guy looks like he's either going to try to stronghold the middle here and farm my team as they try to push across, or he's going to try to push mid. And either one of them, kind of fine by me. I'm going to push up. My plan is just to get in his face. These Japanese cruisers, they've got good alpha, but they've got a slow reload. So you can, if you're healthy, you can just push in there and torp them. You know, if you get in close, they've got slow turrets, you can take advantage of that. And I'm going to take advantage of that in this situation. You can see the Alba just fired. That tells me that I got, you know, a little bit of time before this guy's ready to shoot. And not to mention his guns aren't on me. So I launched one set of torps, seeing what this guy's doing. Going ahead and launched the second. I had switched to AP earlier, and don't quite have the angle yet, but it's coming. And I mean, you can see the APM or AP DPM, just what it's capable of once you get in there. And I mean, you know, 7-8 kilometers for an Alba, maybe even out to 10. I don't get too many chances to play this DD, so you know how far I can Citadel and Alba, I haven't really tried, but you know, it's much further than, you know, a U.S. destroyer or a Costa or anything like that. So don't forget your AP with this destroyer. This, I just wanted to show you guys, you know, what this thing can do, just picking apart a battleship. I'm not bothering with torps. Honestly, at this stage of the game, I wish I was about half HP, so I'd really be getting that adrenaline rush right in going. This battleship did have 3 fires on him. It's telling me that this guy most likely doesn't have repair. So I am just pounding the areas of his ship that he doesn't have a fire on. And you can see just how accurate these guns are at this distance. I mean, most of those rounds over and over again are hitting where I need them to. Acosta pops up. This Icarus, I'm expecting him to get the kill, but when he goes down, I go on ahead, I just shift and I just take the shot. Didn't want that guy to potentially disappear, and I mean, these guns are very reliable if you're running the accuracy mod. I go on ahead, get another fire. That forces his damage controls finally up again. And just gonna keep pounding this guy. You know, he's repaired. You know, now's the time to follow it up, get some more pressure on him with additional fires. This game's pretty much a stomp, and at this point, and this is all about, damage race. And I am getting ready to start thinking about pushing out and just open water gunboating to try to get damage. Uh, I do get another fire on this guy. This poor dude's had like, I lost count. I think I got 3 fires on him. That's pretty solid for a DD. I mean, a lot of times you're trying to get these fires after guys damage control, and it just doesn't happen. This ship, I do have both fire flags on it. I think it's 10% fire chance off the top of my head, somewhere around in that vicinity. I don't run demo expert. I prefer to run the max guns. That HE doesn't hit me, but the splash does break my engine and my rudder. And I am just going to hold off on repairing. Both of these battleships have been shooting HE. I don't want to risk, getting hit with some bullshit salvo that puts a million fires on my boat and, breaks everything on the boat. So, normally I would not open fire with my damage control still on cooldown, but, we're down to the wire. This is, last minute, try to get the damage in. So I am just gonna keep playing aggressive, pushing in there, keeping these guns, just working. This Baron's starting to slow down, and just gonna angle in when he shoots. Reason why I'm angling in is just limiting, the amount of broadside area to a ship. You saw how wide his pattern was. By angling in, I can use his dispersion against him, and potentially avoid a lot of damage. The thing, obviously, with it, you're going to close distance doing that, and by closing, you're going to need your smoke screen to be able to turn out and disengage. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll push in there to, you know, to where I feel like this guy's going to start getting good hits on me, and I will smoke up and just keep working him down. And if he goes to turn out, I'll torp him, just predicting his turn. If he keeps rushing me, I'll just keep shooting him. I'll stop probably around 3.5, 3 kilometers, and just get ready to finish him off with torpedoes. Um, Either way, if you catch that battleship rushing your smoke, you can really punish him if he's inside your torp range. So, I hope you guys enjoyed Gremy. Again, she's probably the best hybrid out of all of the other destroyers at tier 5. Um, she is weak. If you do have to fight this thing with like a Nicholas or an Acosta, you know, you don't want to do this at like 7-8 kilometers. You want to be, probably inside, definitely inside of 6, probably even inside of 5, where you can use, your maneuverability to, you saw how a lot of times I was turning the ship to get my guns on target. Uh, you're going to be able uh, to force them to move like that if you're inside of 6 kilometers with Nicholas and Acosta, um, and you can do quite a bit of good damage. And even something like a Kami getting inside you like that, using their torps to force you to turn and take your guns off target, they can get a couple good licks in on you and then smoke up and disengage, and you're just kind of hosed. So you really want to keep your targets, outside of that, call it 6 kilometers uh, range, to avoid that sort of circumstance. Um, that's pretty much everything for Gremy at this point. I'll post the build that I'm contemplating right now. There's a couple different variations. One is just max gun DPM. The other is RPF with basic firing training, survivability expert. You have to have expert marksman on this boat. It's a must. You're talking the very minimum for this captain is, at least 12 points, and I would say 15 is more the reasonable minimum. If I was serious about, you know, uh, ranked, I wouldn't come out with some, half-baked captain, because you're gonna struggle and you're gonna get your clock cleaned. So hope you guys enjoyed the game. Leave the comments below. Let me know what you think about the build. AFT, no AFT, RPF. Kind of where do you guys sit with it? I think that would be an interesting discussion to have. Hope you guys enjoyed the game, and I will talk to you guys later.